Okay, so I love that story. But what I love even more is the fact that everybody who knows Antony Granbury is going to be sending him this clip. People who he ain't heard from since college are going to be forwarding him this clip.
The funny part about it is, I think I did an interview before and I called his name. And he was like, we actually talked about it recently. And he was like, I honestly never knew that I caused you that much pain. And I said, I know you didn't. I said, but we were young, and I probably wasn't expressing my true love for you. I probably didn't know how, but now here we are and I'm using it in my work. So it's fine. But he was actually really hurt behind hearing that he had hurt me so bad. He was like, I got named in Essence magazine. And like he was like, dag, really? I said, it is what it is. But thanks for the motivation.
Exactly. Shout to Ant. Good old Antony Granbury. Shout to you. But,
his name now goes down in history.
Yes, it does. You work with all kinds of people. You had appearances on Different World, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jammie Foxx Show, Heat of the Night, all kinds of shows. Let me, we talked about a lot of stars that have gone on to do incredible work that you've worked with. But Different World, Bill Cosby, you have an affiliation with him from back in Spelman. What do you think about how his life has turned out over the years? Because none of us saw that coming.
I gotta say, that's not the man we talk about now is not the man that I've known. And that's just my truth. I don't know anything about that. But what I do know is what's done in darkness comes to light. And so I think we all have to just remember that as we move, making our life choices. In those times in Hollywood, there was a lot of drugs, there was a lot of alcohol. Women knew it, men knew it. And I'm not saying that I condone anything that happened, but it's just like Studio 54. Everybody knows there was a time in, the 70s, I think, 70s, 80s, where there was a lot of drugs floating around. You went to the club, you had sex on the couch or on the dance floor. It's like, there were times where things were happening. And it's unfortunate that his legacy, for so much of the great things he's done and so much of the amazing work he's done, that seems to be overshadowed by this other part of his life. But I personally choose to continue to salute the man that I got to know, that is largely responsible for most of the buildings on Spelman's campus. That's very largely responsible for my surge into Hollywood. At that time, his opinion meant everything. And for him to give his vote of confidence on my name, opened so many doors for me in Hollywood that I may not have ever even gotten the chance to knock on. And so I just say, I think it's really sad that we do that as a culture, that, all of a sudden one thing, we turn our back on each other. We all make mistakes. We all have highs and lows in life. And I'm not saying all of our highs and lows are to that degree, but at the same time, I don't think that the legacy of a great man has to be completely rusted and tainted by, an error. Not so much just his choices, but an error that was filled with a lot of that kind of behavior, if that makes any sense. And it's
makes
taught me,
sense.
I'm blessed to be, going on, 4 decades in this business, soon, and to still be, and to still be working and producing and acting and kind of doing it my way and doing what I want to do. Nowadays, there's a lot of reality TV, there's a lot of background checks, there's a lot of everything. And I'm really, really proud that my life has been a culmination of smart choices. And I followed my gut about who was right to be around, the right crowds, the right parties to be at. And so I try to even tell people, younger people, pay attention to that voice, because that voice always tells you it's time to go, or I don't need to be at this party, or no, I don't need to get in the car with them. Or, that voice always tells you. And I say you have to listen, because some of those decisions will follow you for the rest of your life.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.